DC here with 745 Podcast. And if you've listened, you already know this is a space that's always been about real conversation education. Not polished, not performative, just honest dialogue from inside the work. And if you're new, welcome. And this episode is what I'm calling a reset. Now, I haven't recorded in a while, and that was intentional, partly because sometimes you don't need more noise, you just need perspective. So today isn't about solution, it's more about reflection. Reflecting on 2025 and the state of public education. 2025 has been kind of heavy. Public education right now feels like it's carrying the weight of everything: society, politics, trauma, expectations, and frankly, contradictions, without being given the time, trust, or tools to fully breathe. Still feeling the post-pandemic ripple effects. Attendance is at all-time low. Behavior needs that are deeper, not louder. Special education needs that are deeper, not louder. Teacher fatigue that isn't talked about enough. It's not laziness, it's load. And while the headlines keep changing, the themes stay the same. We're seeing ongoing debates about school choice and vouchers, district navigating the ESSER funding cliff, and AI is entering into the classroom faster than ever before. And we have an increased scrutiny of schools with decreased grace for educators. So every week there's a breaking story about education, but rarely a pause to ask the people in the buildings how they're actually holding up. So here's what doesn't always make the news. Inside schools right now, a lot of educators are still showing up, but not always feeling seen. They're doing the job. They're trying their best to meet the expectations, and they're trying their best to cover the gaps. But the joy, the creativity, the sense of calling, well, for some, is kind of flickering. Not because they don't care, but because caring deeply without support eventually costs something. And as a campus leader, I see both sides. I see teachers who are exhausted, but still give kids everything they have. I see administrators trying to balance accountability and humanity. I see students who need stability in a world that really hasn't slowed down for them. This isn't a failure of individuals, it's a system under what I like to call strain. So why I step back? Well, two parts. Part one, I stepped away from the podcast because I didn't want to speak ed education. I want to listen, observe, and sit in the tension a little bit to ensure that I had shows that were not only educational, but informative about real problems. Because when you podcast about education, it isn't helpful if it's just commentary without context. And I'm back now because silence doesn't serve us either. The other thing is my own personal time. I've been under small strains at a time, trying to meet deadlines, trying to support others, trying to be there for my family. And leaders can be honest without being political, but at this point, conversations don't end with blame, but with responsibility. So this reboot isn't about motivational talk. It's about clarity. It's about asking better questions. What does commitment look like now? What does professionalism mean when people are burned out? And how do we stay engaged without losing ourselves? And that brings me to the next episode called Quiet Quitting. And this next episode is not about shaming teachers. It's not about hustle. It's definitely not about ignoring burnout. It's about naming a pattern we don't always want to talk about. Because quiet quitting didn't really come out of nowhere. It came from unclear expectations, performative accountability, and a profession that sometimes rewards survival more than excellence. So the next episode will challenge us, leaders and educators, to reflect honestly. Are we disengaging or protecting ourselves? Are we setting boundaries? Are we lowering the bar? How do we reconnect to purpose without pretending everything is fine? And so if 2025 has taught us anything, it's this. Public education doesn't need more slogans. It needs more truth. So if you're tired, I see you. You're frustrated. You're not by yourself. And if you're still here trying, space is for you. This is the 745 Podcast. We're rebooting, not going backwards, but we're going deeper. All right. So I'll see you on the next episode. Until then, from the streets to the classroom, keep changing the game. 5 a.m. or p.m. It don't matter. Tune in.